Welcome to Tractor Cart. You know, back in the day, me and my buddies, when we would go out and do stuff, it would always involve alcohol or things that we would get ourselves in trouble with. But when you get into your 50s, when you hang out with your longtime buddies, you got to find something constructive to do other than drinking alcohol and getting into trouble. And that may entail many different things. But my friend Joe and I, we wanted to build a go-kart. And I haven't had a go-kart since I'm like 5 years old, so I do remember how much fun it is. And we both decided that the game was that we were gonna each buy the same go-kart so that the racing would be fair, because when you're trying to buy a go-kart with your buddy, you need two exact go-karts. So we searched for a couple months and we didn't find anything that we really liked. There was a lot of neat things we could have picked, but we couldn't find the exact same thing, and some of it was in Syracuse, New York, and some of it was in Arizona. So we're not driving all the way across the country to buy the same go-kart, as you know, and it's not happening. So Joe, like myself, he buys one thing and then he gets another thing and then he gets another thing. Well, he likes John Deere tractors, and he's always been buying the same John Deere, I think it's in the late 80s, 275 GT, which is what this is, or used to be, a John Deere 225 GT riding tractor. And we decided, since he has three of them and the two parts ones, there was nothing there, they were the exact same thing. He's like, well, let's just take the engine off the front because the engines were blown up. I said, let's use the pressure washer engine that was on the pressure washer I gave you. And I'm like, all right. So I had a pressure washer that had a bad pump, and I have a 9 horsepower Honda engine, which I love Hondas because they're Japanese made and they're freaking fantastic. And the thing runs, and I'm thrilled with it. It was free, so Joe has to go out and buy himself a same size engine so we're fair. And because he's a lot taller than me, he had to extend his frame because he couldn't drive it. Because if you think about the tractor, Gail, you're sitting right where the engine is.
Yeah, right.
If you think about riding a lawnmower, you'd be right here where your butt is right where the engine is, but it's not. It changes the distribution of weight, puts your hiney right here in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're sitting, now you kind of have like a 911 thing. Like, you got a rear mount, rear engine, 9 horse. I mean, it's not very heavy. I mean, look at this. I mean, I'm literally just picking it up. Like, there's no
Right.
weight to it. So
Yeah.
Joe's is extended 6 inches because he has long legs, and his was almost doing wheelies. And that's kind of sketchy because I have not driven this yet. We're still in the build process. This is one of the things on our channel you can come back to. It's pretty fun, and there's a lot more content to it. But instead of using a steering wheel, I did not want to use foot controls because mine is the actual length of the factory tractor. So when you see this part next to the tractor, nothing has changed really as far as the wheelbase is concerned of the original tractor. So I didn't want to go with the steering wheel foot controls. I want to do hand controls because I like having my feet in a very good position. Because if you look how this is configured, well, you know, I'll sit in it and I'll show you. Making pedals is something that now you have to use your foot to control. And you're riding in this thing, you have to give yourself some support. It's not like a four-wheeler where you're hanging your feet down here. So when you're driving this thing, Joe's is out that far for his legs, and he put pins here and made foot controls for his throttle and his brake. But if I want foot controls, they got to be sitting right here, and look where that is, Gail.
Yeah.
Right at the tire.
Right.
Like, I'm not even wanting my feet that close to the tire, so I'm tucking in board. So this is kind of like riding a go-kart. You got a race car seat, which gives you plenty of support. You got plenty of road clearance on it, and I'm not using a steering wheel. I'm using like snowmobile stuff, where I got my hand control for controlling my rear caliper, which is pretty much just making your own handlebar and all your custom pieces because I didn't want to use a steering wheel.
Right.
So now you got throttle control with your thumb, and you got your brakes over here for your caliper, so that handles that. So tonight I've been running this. This has been at his house since October. So I just finally got it here as a roller and finishing up on it. So we're gonna make some video content with it. And I mean, I know the engine runs. It's not been physically tested yet to see what it's gonna be about, but I have a feeling it's either gonna do wheelies or it's gonna have I'm gonna have to add some lead weight. I've got a big chunk of lead in the garage. I gotta mount something heavy on here so that it won't do wheelies. And you know, it'll steer.
Right.
Because it's got a locker solid axle rear end in it. So it's you know what I mean, and it's kind of a joke, but as far as it's comedy, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
but it'll be fun.
We think it's gonna well, laughing at yourself is part of it.
Right.
But I think that it'll run at least 25 miles per hour, and you know that's plenty speed. That's plenty fast.
Oh yeah.
Joe told me, Joe's had his done for a while, and he told me that it will kill you. It will roll over. Like, you got to be careful with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those toys you build where you play with your own sense.
Right.
If you got sense, you won't wrap it around a tree or throw yourself off of it.
Right.
But you know, the next video you see, we can get a little more detailed thing on how you can build it if you really want to build one. And you know, it wasn't even worth it. I mean, riding the prototype, which was Joe's, I had a hard time riding because I couldn't reach the pedals because he's so tall. So this is a whole different animal. And it's got four-wheeler or snowmobile type steering instead of a steering wheel, so I made a lot of changes compared to his, but there will be videos of us getting together because he bodied his with the tractor. He put the nose on of a garden tractor and he put the back part of it, and it looks like a big extended drag tractor. It's funny as hell. You just picture the hood on it, which is just mounts this way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you picture the body, which cuts out a little wider for the engine because that's where your butt was originally.
Right.
Slides it in and has all the provisions still left on the frame to mount the body, except the two mounts in the back, which is just like rods. But
cool.
Body it so it'll look like a John Deere.
Right.
I have the parts. So as videos progress down the road, I'll be able to. We have some content that I can throw at it, and you know, it might take a while to get it all done because there's, you know, a lot going on. We got a lot of things that we're doing, but we're getting back into like putting some content out that's, you know,
We are, yes.
trying to keep up with it. We're like playing catch up because, you know, it just, life is, that's what it is. YouTube was not a priority for us, really was not, and now we're deciding it's a priority, but we have to get remonetized again. So if you're watching this, it's very likely we're monetized again, because if you don't do anything with your account, guys, guess what? They will turn it off, and now all the commercials that you would have been earning,
Yep.
you still had active content that was making you money, and now all of a sudden now no one sends you a letter. We didn't get any information saying that, hey, you guys haven't contributed a video, but just so that you know that all the videos you're monetizing are still, you're not getting paid anymore because you didn't put any videos up. I'm like, well, that's not very fair, in my opinion, right?
But we're working back towards it.
Yeah, so we're trying to get this all sorted out, and we're motivated, and we're back, and we'll see you at the next one.